Hey everyone, welcome to Buick Outdoors. If you're new around here, my name is Sheldon Marion, and today I'm joined by my dogs, and we're out here in the beautiful mountains. And today, we're out looking for some bears. Right now, we just came out of this big valley, way down there and around the corner, but all of this side is all an old burn. This all pretty much lit up a couple of years ago now. So on that side, it's all burnt. There's really nothing in there. There's a little bit of new growth, but so far what I've seen is that there's no bears on that side at all. But now as we're moving into this side of the world, you know, it has had some logging activity, but for the most part, it's all, you know, old growth forest in here, and then there's still the odd spot where there's nice grass meadows. So yeah, pretty well as soon as we came out of all that old burn and we got onto this stuff, we started to instantly see bear sign. So hopefully we can go up the road here a little ways and find ourselves a bear that we can put stock on. Well, one thing I love about driving around in this new area here is we find beautiful places like this. Like, we're at the end of the road now, but you know, the deactivation is just right there. But yeah, we find these beautiful creeks and stuff like that, and there's nice little spots to camp all over the place. We haven't seen any bears, but I think what I'm gonna do, I'm probably about 30 or 40 kilometers down this road now. And I think what I gotta do now is turn around and head back to where the main bridge is, like kind of where the dinosaur tracks are, and then we'll go the other way, because I know last year I was in there and I was seeing quite a few bear tracks and bear sign in there, and that's where we put the spot on, or the stock on that one really big one. So yeah, maybe we'll go over there and see if that big guy is still there. And like this spot here, I'll show you, like, it's nice wide open. Somebody was already camped here one time. The creek is right there. It's just one of the many beautiful places around this area. And like, I'm in my pickup, you know, you don't need a side-by-side or quad to get here. Like, you could borderline get here in a car. You know, there's a couple little rock slides and stuff like that we had to go over, but other than that, I mean, really, if you had like a two-wheel drive pickup, even, you could get in here. But if it rained on you while you're in here, you wouldn't want two-wheel drive. But yeah, we're gonna venture our way back to the main bridge, and we'll go and see if we can find some bears on the other side. So here's the one of the little rock slides. You can see all the rocks up top there. They kind of fall onto the road. It's whatever, no big deal. Run a couple of them over, and here's another little section. On that side of the road, it's kind of starting to wash out. This side of the road, it's kind of fluffed away a couple of times, so we'll see. This road might not be here next spring. But you know, one thing too, when you're coming through here, like, look at this beautiful view. Check that out. When you're coming, like, on the way in, all of this stuff is like towards your back, because as you're coming around this corner way over there, you know, you're kind of coming around, and then this stuff kind of get blocked. You don't really see it, but on the way out, like, it's just beautiful. Well, we're gonna keep on trucking here and see if we can find ourselves a bear, and if not, we'll find ourselves somewhere to camp, and we'll get a fire going, and we'll get to cooking and setting up the tent. We got our new tent. The old one, it kind of started to get a little bit worn out, I guess. If you use it more than like twice a year, you know, you kind of wear these things out, but oh well. But with that being said, I'll show this valley one more time now we came around another corner, and then yeah, we'll go to camp. Well, we've been driving around pretty well all afternoon looking for bears. When we were on that side of the mountains, you know, we were going through a lot of burn area, and in the burn area there was nothing there at all. And then once we got pretty well to the end of the road when we got back into the old growth stuff. You know, there was some bear sign there, but not enough to really stick around and actually like hunt, because like another 2 kilometers of it, we're at the end of the road. But now we're on this side, and we seen some bear sign just up here the road wise. We went left and went up the hill there, and seen a couple of really nice tracks, bear poop all over the place. And then we came back, we went to the right, but on the right hand side there's a bunch of trees across, and yeah, it's kind of getting a little bit late. I think it's about 5 o'clock or so, so I figured we'll stop in here and we'll set up camp. And this spot here is right across from the trailhead to one of the world's largest dinosaur trackway sites. So right here, if you hop onto that trail and you go up there about 300 yards maybe, just up on top of the hill, there's a great big huge wide opening on the right, and that's where the dinosaur trackway site is. It's called Six Peaks Trackway Site. I've been in there several times, once with or I guess twice now with paleontologists, and we actually did a bunch of work in there with those guys. And yeah, I made a few videos going in there, so if you guys want to see that, I'll put a little link in the description, or you know, a thing right here or whatever, one of these corners, depending on what you're watching this on. A little thing will pop up and it'll say, hey, dinosaur trackway site. But yeah, I think we're gonna get our camp all set up. Unfortunately, I actually had to buy another tent. The one that I had, I think these things are kind of made to only be used like, I don't know, 10 or 20 times kind of thing. And for most people, that means they'll have it for a lifetime. Because if you use it, you know, like, whatever, 2-3 times a year, you know, it'll take you 5 years or 10 years to like wear it out. Where with me, within the last like month, I think I've used it like 10 or 12, 14 times, something like that. I don't know, a lot. So with that being said, I kind of wore it out. But what I did, I went down to Canadian Tire and checked this thing out. A little Outbound 4-person dome tent. It's like 75 bucks. So hopefully whoever is watching this, if you say, oh, I don't have enough money to go camping and stuff like that, this is 75 bucks. If you don't have this, big blue tarps like I got tucked away underneath there, they're like 10. And all you gotta do is tie them up to your tree at an angle, and you're good to go. Like, you don't need anything fancy to go camping. But I'm gonna get this knot undone, and then we'll set this thing up. Then once we set this up, there's a couple of trees laying around here that I can cut up. And then we'll get a fire going, a nice little fire pit. We'll fix that up a little bit. And I got a couple of steaks to cook, some corn on the cob, can of beans, pork chops. I got a bunch of stuff. Gonna be out here for probably 2, maybe 3 days. But yeah, let's get to setting up this tent. Alrighty, got the new tent all set up. Small little Outbound, supposed to be a 4-person tent, but I think you have to be pretty intimate with 4 people to get them in here. And before you ask, yes, that is my -20 sleeping bag still. You know why? Good look. There's snow there, there's snow there, there's snow there, there's snow down that trail, there's snow over there. Mountaintops are still full of snow. We're pretty well at the end of May here, and there's still snow all over the place here. Plus, it's supposed to be a little bit cloudy, possibly rain within the next day or 2. And so what that means here is there's a good chance we're gonna get snowed on. So yeah, I would much rather have something that's a little too warm and maybe leave it unzipped a little bit, instead of having something that's way too cold and you freeze. I've been there before, and that's why I now bring like a -20 or a -40 sleeping bag everywhere I go. You spend one cold night in the bush, you never want to do it again. But yeah, that's all set up. So now there's a nice little poplar right there laying down. There might be a couple others. These are all alive. But yeah, I'm gonna cut down some wood here. I'll rearrange the rocks in this to make it look a little pretty, and then we'll get to cooking. Well, we got our firewood all cut up here, so now we're gonna rearrange these rocks and kind of pretty it up a little bit, make it so it looks like an actual fire pit. Yeah, I don't think we have to do much. Pretty well pull these ones out of the middle, put them here, and build up the sides, and like we'll be good to go. Hi Daisy, you want to help me out? There you go. Good girl. It's nice that we find fire pits like this kind of all over this country. You know, we have a lot of recreational people around northern BC, and stuff like this, you come across this a ton. Even on my drives today, oh, I bet you I ran into probably 6 or 7, maybe more, of fire pits. And yeah, some places kind of weird though, because people, they'll see this, but then they'll build another one just like 20 feet to the side. I don't really understand that, but whatever. People like their own stuff, I guess. There we go. Some of these rocks are pretty neat. The rocks in this area, there's a lot of fossils that we have out here, and some of them you'll see little bits of kind of like black lines. It's almost like a coal deposit kind of a thing, and you usually find that in between fossils. And yeah, it's pretty neat. And like I said, right up this trail here, that's one of the world's largest dinosaur trackway sites, like 300 yards behind me. And there's oh geez, there's several different types of dinosaur tracks. I want to say like 12 different dinosaurs, and there's 1,500 exposed tracks right now, and they estimate that there's probably around 3,000 more that are buried. And yeah, there's all sorts of like petrified wood and fossilized seeds and leaves. The one piece of fossilized wood, it's like an actual log that goes across the trackway site. It's really, really neat. If you're ever out in this area around Hudson Hope, I highly recommend going there and checking that out, because it is really cool. And if you can't make up that little, well, it's not little, I mean, it is a uphill, about 300-yard walk, but if you're unable to do that walk, go to the one that's at the bridge at kilometer 71 at the Y, hang a right. Right underneath that bridge, there's another trackway site. It's not nearly as impressive as this, but there's still some really cool tracks there. That's the one I wouldn't say I discovered it, because people have discovered it before. I just notified the proper people, and so now it's actually like documented as a trackway site. But yeah, that's pretty neat there. And we didn't exactly count how many different types, but I want to say there's 5 or 6 different ones, and then possibly some fossilized bird prints too. So it's really, really neat. And then like when you're around this area too, even if you go up this road, the first Y, hang a left, go up to the top of the hill, you'll see all this like orange rock on the side. Start chipping those open, and almost every single one of them, it's fossilized plants and leaves and seeds and sticks. It is such a unique and cool little place right here. And if you're not into that and you're into bear hunting, well, there's lots of bears around here too. Hopefully we can find one, but that's in a different video. Right now we're gonna mainly focus on cooking up some supper, and I think tonight is going to be a steak. I got pork chops, but I don't really feel like pork chops. So we're almost done here. Oh, that's a pileated woodpecker. Very, very distinct noise they make. There, that looks much, much better. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna get some wood split up here, and then yeah, we'll light up a fire and we'll start cooking. Well, I got my kindling all caught up here, and seeing how I've been kind of showing you guys a couple of different ways on how to start a fire, I'm gonna show you another way with this poplar bark. When the poplar are dead like this and the bark is peeling off, most of the time you can pull it out and it creates like these really nice little strands. The problem with this stuff though is that it's not 100% dry. Like I can feel a little bit of moisture in it, so I mean it might work, it might not, but we'll give her a go. Pretty well I just kind of rip off big long strips. Yeah, see that one? I didn't want to try using that one. That's wet on the inside. That one feels alright. A lot of times too, if you take your knife, you can take your knife and go back and forth, and basically it just takes this off and it creates a nice small little bundle of kind of shavings. I'll see if I can do it with this kind of wetter stuff. Yeah, with the wet stuff it doesn't really work all that great. You might be able to see that, but this is what you get, like these little tiny, it's almost like dust. But it grabs a spark really well. It doesn't really flame up that much, but it will hold a bit of a spark. Alrighty. We'll see if this works or not. I'll be honest with you, I grabbed a piece earlier and I just lit it to see if it would work before I went on this big tangent, and I'm not overly too convinced. Sometimes too, when you kind of roll it up like this, it kind of just breaks the fiber apart, so and you get a little bit more, yeah, a little bit more stuff for your flame to kind of hit. So I'll put that there. That might be too much to roll around, but it's breaking up a little bit. Take that, throw that in there as well. And I'll try to find some smaller pieces. Yeah, stuff like that, I guess. And now what we'll do is we'll just kind of light it, whatever on this end where it's kind of exposed, and we'll see what happens here. It's kind of going. Kinda, sorta. Like I said though, it's pretty wet. It's trying to go, but it's definitely struggling. It's just kinda, I mean, you can see the smoke, it's just kind of smoldering. Not quite as good as Canadian Tire paper, I tell you. Yeah, this piece over here doesn't even want to light. Yeah, like when this stuff is dry, it goes up very, very quickly, but yeah, with this stuff right now, not convinced that it's gonna work. I'm gonna try my damnedest though. Oh, that's wet. There, I think we're gonna call that one a success. Barely, but I mean, it went. There, it's mainly burning on this side, but it'll slowly work its way over to the other side, and then yeah, we got all this kindling to kind of burn up through, and then we'll throw on some of these bigger logs, and that's what we'll cook over, I think. That way, when we put that grate right nice and low to it, don't really have to worry about you know, the fire getting out of control, all that crazy stuff. So yeah, we'll let this burn up. We'll throw in our kindling, and then once we start putting this stuff on, I'll make sure to grab the tripod, set it all up, and then we'll be cooking. Well, today we're gonna be cooking up some corn on the cob again. I got corn on the cob and steak. This is definitely the best way to cook corn on the cob in my opinion. Either on your barbecue like this or over an open fire. I know, I think it was my last video I did. Me and Shelby cooked up some corn on the cob. I don't think Shelby partaked in eating it though. I think she just focused on the ribs. But basically what I do is I just peel that back, grab all the hairy husk out of there, kind of button it back up, and then I take this and I throw it right onto the grill. A lot of times, like if it doesn't catch on fire, you probably didn't do it right. But this, it'll catch on fire, it'll burn down to about here, and the top of the corn is there kind of thing, but it's whatever. It just enhances the flavor, and really, as long as you just kind of like wipe off the black stuff, it's perfectly fine. It tastes great. So yeah, with this too, what you're essentially doing is kind of steaming it in itself. So you're not boiling it, you're not losing any sugars, any sweetness, anything like that. And also, if you want to do it even better, pull this husk right off after steaming it and actually char your corn a little bit, because then what that does, it kind of caramelizes the natural sugars and it just gives it an intense sweet flavor. But yeah, for me, what I like to do, I just grab it like this, throw it on there. Obviously I don't leave it that high. I do put it about here, right where the, yeah, roughly there. I kind of go by heat, not height. Today we're using poplar, so it's not nearly as hot as something like spruce or pine or anything like that. So yeah, I go by temperature and heat, not by height. Some woods like pine, you could almost cook it where it is right now because it burns so hot. Not, well, you have to put about here. Where poplar, you gotta get real close to those, to the coals. They don't really, there's not much for coals when it comes to poplar. It just kind of turns to dust almost. So yeah, it doesn't really hold the heat is what I guess what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so I'm gonna lower this down. I'll turn this, try not to burn my fingers too much. That's hot. And we'll get a couple of these bigger ones on here, and then that way we kind of start the cooking process. And this corn, it kind of depends, but I bet you the corn takes about 20 minutes to fully cook, just because, you know, the heat of the fire goes up and down, and you gotta rotate that. Every time that you rotate it, there's nothing insulating the top of it, so it kind of starts to cool down as soon as you turn it. So yeah, it takes about 20-25 minutes to cook your corn up. And then yeah, the steak, it's like whatever, 10 minutes if that, to cook up a steak on open fire like this. So yeah, we'll get to cooking our corn, and then pretty soon we'll start cooking up the steak. Well, we've burnt our corn pretty good. You can see everything's kind of, the husk is all burnt off. We got a little bit of charring on the corn itself, so that'll be good. So now it's time to throw on our steak. There we go. What I'll probably do, I'll take my corn and maybe set it on the rocks. Just kind of more husk side down, so I'm not eating too much dirt. And then what I'll do is I'll lower this grate right down so we can get a really nice sear on this steak, or try to get a sear anyways. Maybe about like that. There we go. Oh yeah, that'll work good. Now this way we get a nice hot sear on this steak. Hopefully it gives it some pretty good flavor. And then for spices, I'm trying something new. I got a roasted red pepper and garlic or something like that. I've tried it a lot on other things, fish, pork, chicken, turkey, vegetables, and it's great on that. But I've never put it on a steak, so I'm gonna try it out and I'm gonna see. But this will probably take about 4 minutes on each side. I really want that fat cap there to render off. I'm most likely not going to eat that. That's a big chunk of fat on the sirloin. But whatever, the dogs will have something to eat, I guess. But yeah, it's going to be just a few minutes on each side. Then we'll dish her up and chow down. Well, we've been cooking on this for a few minutes. We've been doing about 2-3 minutes on each side, and then we flip it, kind of a thing. I flipped it about 4 times now. But you can see on that side, like, you can see that beautiful color. And as it's sitting here cooking, that fat is slowly just like kind of oozing out and dripping off into the fire, and it's flaming up a bunch. And then my corn, I had to pick it up off the rocks, put it back on. It was pretty cold over there, so here it's staying nice and warm. Lighting on fire a couple more times, but yeah, I think we're almost ready to cook, or to cut this up. Has a nice sear on both sides. Maybe I'll sear this little fat cap. Try not to burn my fingers while I'm doing this. It gets really, really hot. Oh, there we go. You can hear it just sizzling and dripping off and spitting into that fire. Oh yeah, that looks absolutely beautiful. So I think now what I'll do is I'll grab my plate and we'll plate this all up, and then I'll put my seasoning on it. I actually brought some butter this time for the corn, but I don't know if I'm going to use it or not. And yeah, we'll have a bite. I'll let you guys know how this turned out. Alrighty. Look at that, eh? It's just beautiful. Yeah, roasted garlic and peppers. Like I said, like, I've put this stuff on everything. I used to buy it by like the big jug, but I don't think I've ever put it on a steak. I think I've done a roast before, so that's pretty well the same thing. There. Put that on there. Grab my corn. I'll pull this stuff off while we're here. Good thing about being in the bush, stuff like this, you just kind of give her a fling. Doesn't make it dirty or anything like that. Or you can just burn it too. Then what I'm trying to do is leave the stem on, so you got a nice little handle. Alrighty. Maybe what I'll do today, I will use up my my little stick of butter. Not a little stick, it's a whole stick, but let me grab it. Seeing how Shelby's not here, and this is my stick of butter, I'm not gonna mess around. Just gonna grab it. Look at that. There, that works pretty good. There we go. Get a good coat of butter on there. Everything's better with butter, huh? There. Put my butter away, and then we'll go sit down, and we'll have a bite to eat. Ooh. Gotta fix the fire. There we go. Alrighty. Moment of truth, I guess, eh? Man, does that look delicious. Smells pretty good, too. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you can... Whoop. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's just, like, oozing with juice. Oh, I almost needed 2 plates. One's pretty thin. You know what? I'm giving up on the pork. For a steak spice, it's kind of strange, but it is really good. But it just doesn't belong on a steak though. It's like I'm confused eating it. And then our corn, you can see where parts of it was kind of open up and exposed to the flame. Got nice and charred there, so it's gonna be like nice and sweet. Oh yeah. If you want a really unique flavor on your corn, cook it over the fire and put it on that char like that. I'm telling you, it is amazing. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna eat my supper here, and then I think when I'm done, we still have a couple hours before it gets dark, and we are out here hunting bears. So I think what I'm gonna do after supper is I'm gonna hop into the truck again, and I'm gonna drive down the road and see if I can find that one big bugger. I seen his tracks here today, and he pooped all over the place, so he is around. But yeah, I think we're gonna go after him tonight and see if we can find him. Well, we finished up our supper. We're out for a drive, and it's not a bear, but we did find something. It's a porcupine. These things are such cool little creatures. I'm gonna drive up to him, and then I'll get out and I'll actually show you guys. As long as he doesn't go too far. They usually just kind of climb a tree. Yeah, I'll get out and I'll show you. We'll see if he's still right here. Oh yeah, there he is. Get up a tree, buddy. Well, they usually climb a tree. Well, I don't know how much I actually got there. The GoPro kept dying there, the batteries were dead. But like I was saying, with these porcupines, usually what they do once you walk out to them, they kind of climb up like the first tree that they see. But not today. He decided he wanted to run instead of climb, so I'm not gonna chase him. I got no problem going up to a porcupine and watching him climb a tree like 5 feet up and then they stop. But yeah, I'm not gonna sit there and chase a poor little critter around in the bush. That porcupine, he has enough things to deal with on a daily basis other than me chasing him. Alright, well, we're gonna keep driving here. We might see him when we go around this little hairpin corner, but yeah, if not, we'll keep driving and see if we can find ourselves a bear. If not, we'll go back to camp here pretty soon. The porcupine, he came back out onto the road and then a little bit further down. You see him? He's way up there already. This guy's a lively one. They're usually like really lazy. Holy cow. He's still climbing. That crazy guy. I'm very surprised at this porcupine. Normally the guys are like kind of half dumb. They'll find a little sapling like this little thing and they'll try climbing up that. But him, he has some serious will to live. That's a cool porcupine. Unfortunately for him though, if he keeps going that way, this road, it wraps around and then we come out right there where he's walking, so poor fella. Oh well, we might get to see him a third time. If we see him a third time though, I don't think I'm gonna chase him down. I'll just look at him, drive by. But yeah, so far no bears, but I think we're making our way back to camp, and then yeah, we'll be tucking in for the night here fairly soon. Here it's starting to get dark, so whether we see a bear or not, yeah, we might run out of shooting light soon. Well, we have made her back to camp. Everything's still here, so we're gonna let the dogs out, let them run around for a bit, let them blow off some steam, and then yeah, pretty well put some shells in the old 30-06 and then go to bed. It's been a heck of a good day today. You know, we did a bunch of driving around, seen some moose, seen some porcupines. I did see a bear today, but it was like on the highway on the way out here. So unfortunately, you know, you gotta let those ones walk away. It's slightly illegal to shoot a bear on the highway. But yeah, you know, we came out here, got some fresh air, cooked some food up, and yeah, spend the night here. And then tomorrow I'm basically gonna be doing the same exact thing, just in a slightly different area. Instead of sticking around here, I'm gonna go back to the main road, back to kind of closer to Williston Lake, and then try and over in that area. I've seen bears in that area before, and I've also shot one last year there. Or did I shoot both of them over there? I don't know. I got bears over there before. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Thank you for coming out with me. You know, these places I'm at today too, the 6 Peak Trackway site, like I said, it's right here. I have 2 or 3 videos on that. The Dinosaur Trackway site, that's at the bridge. I have 2 videos on that as well, if you guys want to check those out. And then come out here for yourself and check them out. We're on the Johnson Creek Road. This one is at kilometer 72 or 73. You'll see the big entrance there. And then the other one is at kilometer 71 on the Johnson Creek Road. There's a Y. Go right. There's a really sharp S-bends. Then there's a bridge right there. And just walk down and you'll see them. I spotted them from the bridge. And yeah. Come out, enjoy yourself, and enjoy nature. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed that. Catch you on the next one.